Rhea Ripley has just said something that has the entire WWE fan base on the edge of their seats. Now, Mami, she did not hold back, and what she admittedly said was pretty jaw dropping, in my opinion. We're going to be diving straight into the must hear confession, breaking down every detail and speculating on what it could mean for her future in WWE. Trust us when I say this, you do not want to miss this. Now, the former women's world champion was not always the nightmare who was terrorizing WWE. Instead, in her early days, the WWE star was a blonde girl who had more of a sweet and calm personality. Recently, Mami, well, she shared how she overcame all of her insecurities in WWE. She did so while speaking to Stephanie McMahon on her new ESPN Plus series, Stephanie's Places. Rhea shared that the one thing that she was not happy about during her first WWE run, or at least early on in her WWE run, was the fact that she was always overlooked. She was also worried about the way that she looked. So what did she do? She ended up changing her look to be more of herself. Thus, the nightmare Rhea Ripley was born. She said, "The first Mae Young Classic, I had cried before my match. I was terrified. I was just like, I wasn't doing things to my best abilities. And it made people just start doubting me again. Continuously getting criticism and the little comments here and there, I felt like I was starting to doubt myself. I wanted to move back to Australia. I wanted to throw my dream away. It brought me to the point where I sat down with myself one day and I was like, you need to do better. You need to prove people wrong. You need to prove yourself wrong at the end of the day as well. And it's going to start with what is the most uncomfortable thing about you? Find yourself. And for me, it was the way I looked. I thought I was hiding because behind my hair to shield myself when I got embarrassed. The long blonde hair. I would always have it in front of my face. And then if I got embarrassed or something, I would hide behind it. It was like a little cloak. I had to remember who I was and become myself, the real me. Now, during the same interview, the former women's world champion revealed her favorite bands, and she mentioned that one of those artists had similar personalities to her. She mentioned that she always wanted to mold herself around bands as their styles was her style as well. Talking about Papa Roach, Of Mice and Men, Motion and White, those types of bands. Well, I thought that was very interesting. Now, shifting gears here, I think it's very important for people to realize, and she actually added this at the end of this interview, and so I'll summarize it. But she was talking about how she has a specific style. She has a specific style because it fits her personality and it fits these bands that ultimately inspired her to really embrace who she is, who she wants to be. She talked about how they are the sweetest people at the same time, that they have all of these tattoos, that they dress a little bit different, but they're still good people. But they look very scary, but they're very sweet. That's the way that she worded it. And I think that's very important. And she talked about how she always wanted to mold herself regarding that and that style as well. That's important to keep in mind as we go into WrestleMania. As we go into WrestleMania 41, where Rhea Ripley will share the squared circle against Io Sky and Bianca Belair in a triple threat match. This match wasn't always this match. This match, Rhea Ripley's plans, not only have they changed, but they were also doubted at one point. Think about this, y'all. So we go into 2025, and we all know that Rhea Ripley is going to win back her Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan on the Raw Netflix premiere episode, January 6th, right? She goes out there, she gets it done, she's Women's World Champion again. And the big question was, well, how do you follow up 2023? How do you follow up 2024 as the Women's World Champion, right? In 2023, she obviously won the Royal Rumble. She beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 to win the championship. She went a year as champion. She really developed who she is, who she wants to be during this time period. She talked about how this was her shining moment. This was her bright spot, if you will, in WWE. When she was part of the Judgment Day and she was helped by Dominic Mysterio, that really helped her get over the hump, in my opinion, as a heel, right? Because she was going up against the really, not likable almost hated type Rhea Ripley from the fan base. So it was very difficult for them to boo Rhea as Charlotte was a babyface. It didn't make a lot of sense, regardless. So finally, Rhea gets the championship, and her time as the Judgment Day, I think, got her over the hump as long as, she was alongside Dominic Mysterio, who's one of the most hated guys in all of pro wrestling, right? He's a great heel. And so that really helped her get her footing because people always saw the talent. They always saw the potential in Rhea Ripley. They looked at her NXT UK days. They looked at her days in NXT. Everywhere she's gone in WWE, she has found success, and she's been able to climb the mountaintop, right? She's been able to not only win championships, but really be a main eventer, be a top star for the company. And that's a great thing to have, and it's a great tool to have in WWE. And 2024, obviously, she pivoted and she went to a babyface role because the fans just naturally turned her into a babyface. And how couldn't they, right? She's super over. She's a great in-ring athlete. She's a great promo. She's a great character. So why wouldn't you want to cheer her, right? And so, especially when you're feuding with the likes of Nia Jax in your home country of Australia at the Elimination Chamber, yeah, why wouldn't you just turn her babyface? And that's exactly what they did, and that's exactly what you got to do. And so, obviously, things have changed. It is not 2023. It is not 2024. Things have changed for Rhea Ripley. And so, I think when you go and you go, man, how do you follow up 2023? How do you follow up 2024? I think that's going to be a big challenge for her. Now, if you've noticed in recent times, she's starting to have more of an edge to herself. She's starting to really find that aggressive Rhea Ripley once again. That's important. That's important for her and for her character and everything like that. I think you need that. But I also think it may not be necessarily time for her to turn heel. I'm not a huge fan of that. Not to say you can't do it, but I think at a time in which she is feuding with Io Sky, in which she is feuding with Bianca Belair, two baby faces, I think that's also hurt this build to WrestleMania 41. It's very difficult from just a storytelling perspective, in-ring psychology perspective, and I think they're actually going to get challenged with this going into Mania of like, okay, in-ring psychology-wise, how do you make babyface versus babyface work? That's going to be a challenge. That's going to be something that they're going to have to work through and get through as we go into WrestleMania 41 season. I would love to know, who do you think is going to win at Royal or at WrestleMania? Is it going to be Rhea Ripley? Is it going to be Io Sky? Is it going to be Bianca Belair? Let me know in the comments area below.